give you a background on that first to go into network. Chiropractic in its infancy, Daniel David Palmer, D.D. Palmer, his concept of chiropractic was that chiropractic was founded on tone. That your neuroskeleton, the tone of your neuroskeleton, determined everything about your experience of your body and how your body functioned. And he said the goal of chiropractic, this was in the 1800s, the goal of chiropractic adjustments was to unite the man, the physical, with man, the spiritual. That was his concept at that time, all right? And that your body is a vibratory mechanism, and the vibration of the nervous system going through the body would alter how your body functions, all right? And so that was the original concept of chiropractic. Chiropractic delivered all kinds of different adjustments. Gentle contacts is not something that is germane to network chiropractic. They've been doing gentle, low-force kinds of contacts, like the type of adjustments we do, since the early 1900s in the chiropractic healing arts. It's just been lost in the chiropractic profession, unfortunately, because people became focused on manipulating people's body to give them a quick fix, but not really get to what the root cause of how their body can heal and connect, transform and refine its nervous system communication so they'd be closer to who they are. Network Care, Dr. Donald Epstein, is really putting an amalgam of different chiropractic methodologies together to try to find out, well, all these different methods in chiropractic, how can we get them to work together? How can we find the commonality to get the person to get the biggest change, and really unite man, the physical, with man, the spiritual, as chiropractors, developers said. And what would that look like? He was a traditional chiropractor, traditional chiropractic adjustments, and put these different types of techniques together. And what he found as he was working on people, well, it was a number of things, but the main concept was that if he adjusted people in a certain sequence or order, okay, people progress differently than if he changed that order. And that there's certain types of subluxations and spinal distortions that are more effectively adjusted with very firm adjustments, and certain types of spinal subluxations distortions that are not helped at all by firm adjustments, but helped much better by very light adjustments. So that was the infancy of network chiropractic. As people got more and more changes, some pretty amazing things happened. Things like people having huge emotional releases and chemical releases and care, things that regularly, which is not something that was typical in what people consider chiropractic healing arts. Secondly, he noticed that there was a progression in people's responses, that people develop breath and movement waves. So what is the respiratory wave, what is the somatopsychic wave, and what is each level of care? Basic care, where just about everybody starts out of coming to our office, the goal is help the brain and body connect and release tension. It's about connecting and releasing. Brain and body connection and the release of tension. What's happened is generally when people come into the office, they've had their whole lifetime of unfortunately not getting their spine adjusted, because people should be adjusted from the time they're born. They've probably had most of their life without getting their spine adjusted, and physical, chemical, and emotional things have increased in their life or accumulated in their body. And they come in and their head's tilted to one side, they have one shoulder up, they have a leg that's short, their body's hunched over, their scams look like the Christmas tree, and they have no idea that anything's wrong with them. And they think they're standing straight, they think they have no problems except for one thing that's going on in their neck that started last week, and they've never had anything going on with their spine, and why would anybody get their spine checked? And their body is very disconnected. This is typically what we see. And so what we have to do is help a person's body release the tension from the things that have developed in their life that they've not even been aware of. They've slowly trickled on their physiology. Number two, help their body create connection and awareness. Because I'll ask this question. Anybody ever had the experience when we're working in them, they're laying on the table, where I've moved them over to the center of the table, and they felt like they were crooked? Okay? Had that experience. And now, why is that? How could you be centered but feel crooked? That's right. You're so used to feeling crooked that you have no idea about that your body is off. What happens is your nerve system literally loses connection with where your spine is in space. I don't mean outer space. I mean, front, back, left, right. Your nerve system, your spinal bones, muscles, and nerves are inundated with receptors. There are receptors in your discs, your muscles, your joints that are reporting back like a little radar system to your brain where they are, how much tension is there, where they're located, if there's pulling on one side or another. And that mechanism, that little radar mechanism, gets interfered with when there's nerve pressure, and your body loses the ability to coordinate that. That's why we might do scans and see all these readings on one side of your body or in one particular area, because your body has lost the ability to coordinate itself. So it has to become self-aware, increasing brain-body connection. Those gentle touches in basic care, that particular part of care, are to help your brain connect to the areas where the spinal cord connects to the vertebra, so the brain can start to release the tension in those key areas that are setting the tone for your whole spine, your neck and your sacrum. Those are the areas where the spinal cord connects to the vertebra, and like taking a towel and twisting both ends, those two ends will make a huge difference in your whole spine. So your brain has to be able to regulate those tension in those locations. So those gentle, just brief contacts at those areas